Welcome to Faith Fridays from a Steadfast Faith, part 5 of our Works of Faith mini-series, coming from James chapter 2, verses 21 to 23, in this episode 15, James 22, 21 to 23. Passage says this: Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he was offered up his son Isaac on the altar? You see, that faith was active along with his works, and faith was completed by his works. And the scripture was fulfilled that says, Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness, and he was called a friend of God. Remember, James is writing to the church that's dispersed from Jerusalem, so a majority of them are going to be Jewish. So when he says Abraham our father, he's reaching back both to the ethnic group that are descendants of Abraham, but also spiritually, those who believe God as well. You see, he's referencing back to demonstrate what he's been saying all along, that faith, true faith, is demonstrated or completed or fulfilled or exemplified by works. He says Abraham exemplified his faith when he offered his son Isaac on the altar. This promised son, who wasn't born until Abraham was nearly 100 years old, who God said offer on the altar. That means killing him. Man, that takes a lot of faith to kill your only son of promise. And James then says, you see, that faith, or that kind of faith, again, going back to the beginning of the passage, that type of faith was active along with. See, this phrase is highlighted. It is a single Greek word here that talks about along with, or active, or are working together with, and then he says his works. Faith was working together with works. Not only that, but then he says it goes a step further in that faith was completed. This is the word a lot of times in the New Testament used for perfect or made complete. Faith was completed or made complete, finished, perfected by his works. Not that Abraham became perfect. Surely he had his struggles. Surely he had his problems. But faith was completed or made full, made perfect, completed as much as it could be here on this earth by his works. In that Abraham's faith was true and built up so that it evidenced itself in obedience to God, even to take his only son of promise and offer him on the mountain. And then James says, to prove the point, and the scripture was fulfilled that says, Abraham believed. He said, God, I know you know what you're doing. God, I trust, I believe what you say is true. And based on that, when God said, go offer your son and I will take care of it, Abraham believed God that God would take care of it. And it was counted to him as righteousness. You're saved by faith. Faith brings righteousness, but the type of faith that brings righteousness is active along with good works and is completed by good works. James is going to continue his theological and logical discussion of this in the coming few verses, and we'll get to that in the next couple of weeks. But just consider, is your faith active along with or working together with works? Is your faith being completed or fulfilled, evidenced by works? Consider that as you go through this week, and continue to follow us here on Facebook to see updates, and also our website at steadfastfaith.com. Have a good day.